Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for a brand new video on rFactor 2. I'm back after quite a while. This is actually a very long time pre-recorded video, and trust me, I would like to post a video about the new Ferrari, but unfortunately due to my limited time for the next month, the actual next 27 days to go until we're back to the normal schedule of the channel and probably daily uploads. But I've got a pretty special video for you. I got inspired for this video by Mant. He's a fantastic sim racing YouTuber. I actually watch him quite a lot, and I will put his channel in the comment section below as a top comment. So make sure you go check out his channel. He's a fantastic YouTuber. I really like him, and yeah, he makes amazing content, and I feel like he's one of the upcoming sim racing YouTubers that are gonna come up as sim racing gets more popular as the time goes, and there's a lot of dilemmas which is the best sim racing game, and some sim racing games suck, or you know, all those kind of like things that people say in the social media, on social media, you know. There's been a discussion about iRacing being terrible, Assetto Corsa Competition being the best sim racing game. Well, I'm on my favorite sim racing game at the moment, which is rFactor 2. As most of you know, I'm going to be trying out the Nordschleife. I've never made a video on this track, and it's a bit of a shame because it's probably the most legendary track you could ever had on this game. And I'm going to be driving around with the McLaren 650S, the GT3 from the GT3 pack, the GT3 DLC from the rFactor 2 game, and we're going to be doing pretty much a day to night transition race. So yeah, with the full GT3 grid and me driving the McLaren. So I thought it would be quite a great idea to do this on my channel. I actually really enjoyed Emil's video, so I was like, yo, we got to do this on my channel for sure. And yeah, away we go for the race. As you can see, we've got Bentleys, we've got Mercedes, Aston Martins, Corvettes, Audis, two McLarens, the 750S and the 650S, which we're currently driving. And yeah, recently they've added the Ferrari from the Endurance Ferrari and the GT3 Ferrari, which is going to be added very soon. And I want to make a video on the new Ferrari, but unfortunately I've actually parked my wheel and put it like somewhere else because I wasn't using it at all lately due to my studies. But I will be making a video probably midway the exams. I will try and steal 2 hours of free time. If not, then I've got a WC8 video ready, but I'm gonna be posting it later because I want to have a bit of a consistent schedule as much as I can now. And yeah, that's pretty much all about it. Not a lot of content until the 27th when my exams are finished. And yeah, back to the race now. As you can see, we've got the two McLarens up ahead fighting with each other, the 750S and the 650S. I'm gonna try and gain a position if I can from there. Talking about the discussion that was going on about which is the best racing game, the best sim racing game, as a McLaren, a Mercedes actually has spun out. Most of the time it's a Mercedes spans out here for some weird reason, and that is going to leave me in the 3rd position behind a McLaren 650S and the Bentley all of a sudden leading the race. But there's been a discussion, an argument about which is the best sim racing games. You know, with that quarantine thing going on, a lot of sim racers have been playing more, and also real racing drivers have come into the world of sim racing. So what's the issue with that? The issue with that is real racing drivers have experience from real racing cars, so they actually add feedback into the games and probably criticize them a lot. So what's the issue with that, once again, you may ask? The reason with that is when people listen to real racing drivers showing off that, you know, your favorite game is pretty terrible, it doesn't adapt to reality, it's nothing like driving a real car, then the user is getting a little bit triggered. It's like, wait, this guy knows what he's talking about, so it's really my game, not a sim. And I've been acting like I'm a sim racing driver playing the most realistic sim out there in the market. I'm talking about the iRacing players that have been, you know, investing a lot into the game. I'm not criticizing them at all. I was even one of those people wanting to try out iRacing for a bit to see what it really has to provide you with. I decided not to do that because I felt like investing on too many sims is not a good idea, because I've got ACC and I've got rFactor 2. I also got Assetto Corsa, but rFactor 2 and ACC are my favorite sims, and I'm gonna tell you why. So there's been a little bit of an argument on that, and my opinion is that rFactor 2, in my opinion, is my favorite sim. Why? You know, it might not have the best graphics, it might not have the most content, but the feeling that I get, and the feeling that I'm getting right now from driving this car around the Nordschleife, is amazing. And what I'm trying to explain right here is it's not always about, not all the people have the same criteria. You know, not every single gamer out there is asking for the same things. The market is different. You know, the market applies to different customers. So in that sense, you know, rFactor 2 might not have the best graphics, but for me it has the best driving feeling. It's got the best feedback, you know. I got a Logitech G29 right here, driving around here, and I get a lot of feedback. I know what the car wants me to do, and that's amazing in that sense. Whereas I've played a lot of Assetto Corsa Competizione in the past like month, and I can't lie, I've actually really enjoyed it. I really enjoy the realism that we have in the interior of the cars, or the realism that there is in terms of the racecraft and how you need to have consistency in the race. I've made a move on the McLaren, but you still got the inside there, and I actually was a little bit scared to hold it around the outside because the AI is pretty crazy and you can actually make contact very easily. But my problem is with the Assetto Corsa Competizione, the cars don't feel natural at points, you know. I love the fact that they have those default setups and they actually make it easier for new players to come in, and me, because I'm not really into setting up the car. I'm more of a driver in that sense. So I didn't like the way that the car feels at times, and I don't like the way that you need to drive in order to be fast, you know. I'm not saying that there's not a specific way to be fast, you know. There's always going to be the one perfect way where you're going to be faster than any other driver, the one way which you need to drive in order to dominate. But in my opinion, driving is a personal thing, you know. You can be fast on your own way and still win races. It's something that I found difficult to achieve on the Assetto Corsa Competizione. Not because I'm a slow driver. I'm not saying I'm a very good driver or a very fast driver. I'm saying that Assetto Corsa Competizione, or ACC we're gonna call it, pushes you to drive on a way that the game wants you to drive in order to be good. Here, if I mess up a braking zone, or if I don't take the perfect line, it might cost me a little bit, it might cost me a lot in a race, but overall I could actually regain that time with my driving on the next lap. You know, I don't know how to explain it to you, but driving on rFactor 2 is more physical, it's more normal. That's the reason I love rFactor 2, and I love this track. And I love the day and night transition this game has. I think Assetto Corsa Competizione also has day and night transition. iRacing doesn't. I don't know why. It's not really. I don't know how it actually works in the programming language, but rFactor 2 can do it. ACC can do it. I bet iRacing, with the budget that it currently has, it should have done it a long time ago. It didn't, and that's probably one of the reasons people actually criticize it for its content. And as we're now into the huge straight. This is the back straight sort of, and it's a very big straight, and this is a straight where overtakes happen. You need to get into draft distance with the car in front in order to make your move stick. But yeah, I actually really love this track. We're about to complete a single lap. This is a 24-hour layout. It's not the Nordschleife, it's the Nürburgring 24-hour layout, which includes the first and second and third sector of the Nürburgring circuit. As you can see right here, if it was the Nordschleife, it would have turned right here onto the right, take a left actually, and a right, sorry, yeah, take a right and do another lap in the Nordschleife. Instead, this is a longer track, and you pretty much go through the Nürburgring circuit from the sort layout right here. As you turn left right here, you pretty much cut a couple of corners, go into the Nürburgring, and then you go into the Green Hell, into Nordschleife. And as you can see right here, it's getting darker. We've turned on the lights as the rules are telling you to do so, and the McLaren was about to complete a move on the Bentley, which doesn't seem to be very fast around here. The Bentley is probably one of the slowest cars from the GT3 pack. Not because it's slow, I feel like it's a bit heavy, and you need to have a very on-spot setup with a Bentley in order to be fast. And by the way, I'm driving right now default setup, so I haven't set anything up. From Emi's videos, setups are very important on rFactor 2, and unfortunately the default setups are terrible. So you actually really need to work it out just a little bit on the setup with the camber, the downforce a little bit, the toe in, toe out, you know, all these little things. You need to play a little bit with those things, and apparently you can gain around 1.5 to 2.5 seconds in a lap if you work out a little bit the setup, just a little bit, not a huge change, you know, just some tweaks that could actually help you. And as you can see, the AI isn't going to give me any space at all. But yeah, I'm actually gonna stop talking for a little bit, let you enjoy the gameplay, because it's night time and this is probably one of the most enjoyable times right here. As you can see, the gap has opened up and the McLaren is attacking the Bentley. I've lost a little bit of time, and yeah, we just gotta push, catch up to them and see if we can win this race. Else, in comparison to ACC, the curbs don't feel the same. On ACC, if you ride a curb, you're gonna lose around even a second. You could lose on ACC, like it feels terrible when you ride a curb. But on rFactor 2, when you go over a curb, you are losing time, but not as much. It feels more natural in some sort of way. As you can see, we got back to the first two, the leaders of this race, the Bentley and the McLaren. We've still got one more lap to go after this one, so we can actually still go and make our moves. I'm going to try and pass the McLaren into the back straight and see if we can make a double move, you know. That could be very interesting. We're very close to the McLaren. Look at this. Close racing here between me and the McLaren around the Nordschleife with on such high speeds. It just feels amazing. Probably the worst part of this circuit to learn was the third sector. Like, the third sector took me quite a while to learn, and Amir's video helped me out a lot on how to drive the Nordschleife. But you know, you learn it lap after lap. Just turn the damage off and just do laps. Be conservative at the start, and then you're gonna learn it apparently. And when you actually learn how to drive around the Nordschleife and you set a few laps, you're not gonna be able to step out of that seam. Like driving around the Nordschleife for me, it's just amazing. It's probably the best thing that you could do on a seam. As much as I love Sebring, you know, I really love Sebring. It's probably one of my favorite tracks on any other sim. As we've both made a move on the Bentleys, and we could actually go for a move on the McLaren. Up the inside as the sun is rising again. And we're into the lead. The Sebring, I really like it as a track, but in my opinion, it's just probably nowhere near as good as the Nordschleife in terms of enjoyable driving. The Sebring, as a laser scan track, has very interesting varieties in terms of the tarmac, and that's what I really like about Sebring. That was like eye-catching for me. The fact that there was so many changes in the way that the car felt on its sector because of the differences on the tarmac surface. Like, it was just amazing for me. And as we've entered the final lap, I run wide into this corner, and that is actually going to give the lead back to the Bentley as we're on to the final lap. So we really need to make a move on the Bentley. We're currently second. The other McLaren down into third. It actually lost its position to the Bentley. We missed out on the replay and I couldn't show you. But now it's just down to me to fight with the Bentley and try and get in front of it in a lap around the Nordschleife. So that means we've actually got around 7 minutes to make a move. So that's quite a lot of time, considering the Bentley isn't the fastest of cars around here. Nordschleife, we could actually go for a move around here if we get a good exit. We get a good exit if we stick to the slipstreaming now, to the draft distance, slightly going over the curb there. That is going to allow me now to get a good entry there into this corner up the inside. This is a very audacious move, and oh god, we got to see a replay of that. That was crazy. Even the Bentley went on the grass there and almost lost control of the car. Look at me, actually, that was crazy. Look at that, up the inside, slow motion here. Look at how I lose the back end twice there, holding it on. The other McLaren came very fast. I don't know how it didn't actually dive bomb me there, but the Bentley also almost lost control. I don't know what happened there. The Bentley actually ran wide. It was on the outside, I was on the inside trying to complete that move, but no harm done. The race is still on. We're still second though, and I can't actually go for a move there. We gotta hold back. It might even be on the next couple of straights or the huge back straight where we're gonna be completing the move for the lead, but the Bentley could actually win. You never know. That's what I mean. Like on ACC, I couldn't actually make that save. There is no way I would have made that save. You know, not going to talk about iRacing. I've heard that saving an oversteer or a mistake there is just impossible. But saving a mistake is actually real. You know, you can actually go into a car, lose the back end, and control it. You can do that. Yeah, you actually can do that, like I did right now. Whereas on ACC, whenever I've lost a little bit of back end or something, most of the times I'm just gonna end up in a wall or something. So I don't know. It's probably either me or rFactor 2 has got the physics rightly. The Bentley has locked up. We go around the outside there, and he's just gonna push me off the circuit there. That is very, very harsh by the Bentley. Running one. I'm gonna try and push him now into the outside, up the inside, and he's still just gonna cut right in front of me there. Look at him sliding all over the place there. This is just crazy. Incredible driving, incredible driving. And I never thought I would have such a great race with the AI. All of a sudden, you know, it's a great race. You hardly ever have good races against the AI on this game. And that's why it's probably not very populated by single player users. It's more for multiplayer racing, and that's on leagues and stuff like this. You know, there's rarely any open lobbies like there are on ACC, which is a huge advantage for ACC. You can actually do multiplayer races very often, and we've actually completed a move. This is the place where I was talking to you about. The next couple of straights, that was it. We made that move stick. But now onto the back straight, the Bentley could have a chance to actually stay in draft distance from me and get back into the leads. That's the only negative from completing a move earlier on before that straight. But I'm going to try and open up a gap as we go through the first carousel. This is the hardest corner in my opinion. This and the third sector as a whole are the hardest parts of this track. The first carousel, at first, like I was losing like 7/10 there, something like that. I'm still losing a lot of time, but I think I got it slightly. I think I'm a little bit better now around the first carousel, but into the lead we're opening up a slight gap, so we'll see if we can actually get out of the danger zone. This is a very, very good run there. Very good run. Could have been faster through there. Let's have some TV cameras. This is the place, I don't know if any of you know, where the Autosport channel actually shows those crazy moments where crashes or bloopers happen. This is the corner. They actually stay there. It's crazy. It's crazy because I just went through that corner 3 times today, and you know, it feels amazing. It's also a laser scan track, so it's exactly the same as in the videos we see. Around wide there, that was not ideal. I don't really like this corner, the penultimate one. Not this, the second carousel, which is not going to end up well either, and a very bad exit. But I hate the third to last corner, around wide here. This third sector is just not for me. I absolutely hate it. The Bentley is close to me. Okay, game on. Those few mistakes there on the final corners is going to bring me closer to the Bentley and the McLaren. Let's see. Last straight, the McLaren makes the move on the Bentley. Is it going to be able to make a move on me as well? 271 kilometers the top speed without any setup changes. The McLaren is getting closer. Can it go up the inside into the final corner? It can't really do that, because we're now into the final couple of corners. This right-hander, this time we're going to have a good run around here into this left-hander, and across the finish line is going to be as we enter the Nürburgring circuit again. across the finish line to win the 24-hour. It's actually 24 minutes, translating into 24 hours with the real-time scale that I have. And we've had a day to night to day transition race. Really enjoyed it, I can't lie. That was a fantastic video for me, and I really enjoyed watching it from Emir. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the same. I actually asked him, can I do the same, and he said for sure, go on. And yeah, really enjoyed that video. This is the reason why rFactor 2 is my favorite sim. I love the track, laser scan, and I love all the DLCs that Studio 397 have put out so far, and I'm really looking forward to see what the future is holding on for them. Like, I want to see, like, I was never expecting to see a Ferrari in the game. We got a Ferrari now. I was never expecting to see, like, laser scan tracks on the game, but we're getting them now. Sebring, Le Mans, we got now Nordschleife, like, it's crazy. I love the work that they're putting, and it's probably the one sim that I'm going to be investing most of my time and money on. So, that was it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and yeah, please be patient until my exam's done. Remember the date, 27th of June. We're done with schools forever. Forever. I'm done with schools. Remember that. I'm never going to school again. Probably university, but it's not the same. But yeah, until the next video, guys, which is gonna be WC8. I promise Sebastian Loeb Rally Evolution is gonna come back. I just don't have any pre-recorded videos, which is the bad thing, and I can't record videos nowadays. So yeah, until the next video, guys, which is gonna be WC8. I'll see you later. Goodbye and have fun.